Hello, guys. Welcome to the Delivery Room Podcast.
The mic is on.
The room is sacred. Let's talk.
Welcome back, guys. It's Olivia.
And it's Claudia.
And we're really excited for this episode today. So we've got lots of things to talk to you guys about. But first and foremost, I feel like we should do a little icebreaker.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
Yeah. So, should we start?
Yeah.
Claudia.
Yes.
We're going to do a little this or that game. What would you prefer? A hospital birth or a home birth?
Hospital birth.
Okay.
I'd only say that because I think my anxiety would prefer me to be in the hospital.
And I agree.
But I think if I had it my own way,
of home birth.
But I know
Yeah.
my anxiety.
I feel like I know, you know when you feel like you know too much.
Yeah.
To
stay at home. Yeah.
Yeah. I second that.
Right, I got one for you. So obstetrician-led care or midwifery-led care?
Midwifery-led care, but I feel like I need to know that there's obstetricians around. Again, my anxiety is just gonna play out. Like, I need to know if I'm bleeding out, there will be a doctor in 2 seconds. Like, I don't want to be now calling an ambulance and.
So I guess birth center.
Yeah,
because then well, I mean, it depends what hospital you work in, but where we work, they're just down the stairs.
Right, for you, morning sickness or heartburn?
Heartburn.
Yeah,
I'll say the heartburn. I've seen what morning sickness does, and I don't have the strength for it. I definitely go for heartburn.
Yeah, any day.
Little Rennie's tablets sort that out.
Any day. Yeah.
Right. For you, would you have a natural form of pain relief or pharmacological?
See, I'm not opposed to an epidural. I'll tell you that for free. Listen, being in pain is not fun. I don't want to be in pain.
There's no prize.
I don't want to be in pain.
Guys, there's no prize for being the strongest soldier in labor. There's no
God
prize.
has already tested me enough. I don't need to now self-infect. I'm not against it. Like, I will start with nothing. I will see how I go. But if I want an epidural, give me an epidural like yesterday.
Then I'm going to try my best.
I will try.
Try my best. But if I need it, I'm getting it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I feel like I know the answer to this one, but an induction or spontaneous labor?
Spontaneous labor.
Yeah.
But if I needed an induction, then I'm going for it. But if it'd be up to me, then I'd go for spontaneous. But if I needed an induction, then I wouldn't be so opposed to it.
I don't know how I feel about induction.
Do you know what? I feel like it depends what I'm being induced for.
Right.
In my opinion, I feel like there are certain things that I may feel aren't as necessary. But the thing is with induction, there's no guarantee that you won't end up in a cesarean, because that's what everyone's mostly worried about, that you end up in an emergency cesarean. But I think what people need to understand is that with induction, there's no 100% to say you need it, but there's not 100% to say that you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's a preventative method.
Yeah.
I think that's what people fail to understand. So people are so against induction because they think it's going to land them in an emergency cesarean or make whatever, problem they might have worse.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like you have to weigh out
Definitely.
the risks for sure.
Definitely. I agree. I just wasn't a big fan of it to begin with. But if I need it,
you do, because you have situations where you're like, thank God this lady was induced. And then you have other situations where it's like, she didn't really need that.
That was not
for
you.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So,
do you want me to ask you one?
Ask me one.
Continuous monitoring or intermittent?
Ooh, I thought I knew my answer until I was about to say
what?
it.
My answer to this has changed.
I was about to say, of course, intermittent, but then I was like, continue.
It's because we know too much. Like, I think, do you know what? I'd love to like be on the birth center, low risk, intermittent auscultation. But I think in the back of my mind, when they're not listening in, I'd be thinking, is my baby decelling? Is my baby decelling?
And just to say, for people that don't know what that is, intermittent auscultation is so listening to baby's heartbeat so it could be every 15 minutes or every 5 minutes or even every 30 minutes, just depending on the stage of labor that you are at. So they listen for a minute and then they kind of let you get along until it's next due. Continuous is being on a monitor the whole way through. Obviously, that can get annoying because you're strapped to the machine the whole time. You might not feel as free, but I think I would want that. I don't know.
I'd want
yeah,
a
like you
CTT.
said, you know too much and you just think...
Or I at least want one. If I had to bargain,
Yeah.
I at least want an initial trace. Do you know what? I think, if I had it my way, I'd have an initial trace. Another one, like, in the middle of labor.
Come back in 2 hours.
And then whilst I'm pushing,
I definitely would want more. But then that will make my anxiety go up because you know when you're pushing, it's gonna go.
But that's the thing. I feel like it's a bit expected for a baby's heart rate to drop whilst you're pushing because they are literally.
But
being
in that
squashed.
moment, being the mother,
I
don't know if I would.
But it's because we know. It's because we
We
know.
know too much.
We actually know.
I'm gonna.
A lot of the mums don't understand, and you've seen it in labor. A lot of them don't understand the severity of a decel.
No,
you know when a baby decel and you're like, can you turn
and
your
all
left?
your hand is
yeah, and they're just like do 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 do. Like they don't always know how severe it is until they're handing you a consent form in your face. Right, but
I guess I'm gonna still say intermittent.
Really?
Just for now. For now. All right, cool. Last one I'm going to ask you. Breastfeeding or formula feeding?
I knew this one. Let me be smart about this answer. Okay. I would definitely like to attempt breastfeeding. I think that would definitely be my first choice. It doesn't mean to say that there's anything wrong with formula feeding. I stand by a fed baby is a happy baby. I would definitely like to breastfeed, but I'm a lit girl. Honey. I know, okay. I like to get lit. The pump and dumping. She
said the baby's got away.
Like, if I'm breastfeeding, my baby relies on me being present to eat.
Right.
So
the concept of
when I want to get lit, what's happening? What's actually happening?
Ladies
Obviously, I know you can. I know you can pump and dump. I know you can pump and dump and all that. And obviously, I think. Obviously, you can express milk. That would be my preference. I think my preference would be to breastfeed and express my breast milk. Just so I think I'd like to have my partner also help out with the feeding as well.
Which is, I think, one of
especially in the middle of the night. So yeah, I think all in all, that's breastfeeding.
Fine, yeah.
I don't think formula wouldn't be my first option, but if it was a route that I had to go down, then I'd be happy to go down that route.
Fine, fair enough. Agreed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Should we bring this to an end? This segment. This
or that. Right, so that's the end of our this or that game.
Right. So today, guys, the topic we are coming to discuss is quite a big topic. We're going to dive into it and we're going to start. We don't know if we can cover everything in this episode. I feel like it's such a broad topic.
A massive subject.
We definitely probably will touch on it in future episodes. But I think I want to start by asking you, Claudia, what do you think it's the biggest problem or issue you would say in Black maternity?
Oh, gosh, this is so tough. Let me touch on. I don't think it's the biggest issue, but I think part of the problem in Black maternity And I personally feel like, as a midwife, being a black woman myself and a black midwife myself, there's definitely fault on both sides. I think more fault is on the maternity, the professionals, the hospitals, the doctors. But I definitely think some of us black women are doing ourselves a little bit of a disservice sometimes. I will start off with the education. I have seen too many black women that come into the hospital, and a lot of them don't even have a clue what's going on. They don't have a clue. I've seen a lot of women come in and be diagnosed with certain conditions, and they have no clue. You ask them about what medication they're taking. You ask them, what do you think, like, do you know what this medication is for? No, I'm not sure. The doctor just gave it to me.
Yeah, and like just like you're saying, we don't know, but we also don't ask. That's our thing. We don't ask. Like, guys, it does not cost a penny to ask a question. Like, I'm very quick to say why. Like, I'm very like, why?
Always.
Or, like,
especially
what
when it comes to my health.
Yeah,
why?
like,
especially when
why?
it comes to medication. Why? Medications can have side effects.
Thank you.
Do you even know what like side effects you could be experiencing? Do you know if this medication is compatible with your body?
Because it might be solving one problem, but it could potentially be causing a different one. And yeah, I agree. With that aspect, education is definitely
education. And just to also add to that, I feel like a lot of black women, they're not doing their research. You are not doing your research. I think it's also because it comes from a culture thing as well.
Yeah,
I can only speak as an African because I'm African. I feel like having a baby is sort of seen as just like a rite of passage. You know, you just get you just get pregnant,
woman, grow up,
you get married, you get pregnant, you have baby, boom, that's it. There's not a deep discussion into what actually goes on antenatally, what actually goes on during labor and postpartum. Like I feel like with Africans talking about postpartum, like their first like concern is, how can I get my belly flat again? Let's wrap your tummy.
Oh my
let's
God.
I don't know, it's a Congolese thing to like, let's get you in the hot water, wrap you with a boiling hot water, a towel that's boiling hot, wrap it. Like that's the first concern. When baby,
the amount of times I have delivered a woman of color, and then we're done, and I've literally had a woman say to me straight away, can you pass me my corset? And I was like, she's like, yeah, like she had a baby 20 minutes ago, she wants to put her corset on. Like, I don't know how this came about, but it definitely needs to be this. It needs the culture. We need to have an understanding, like having a flat tummy after a child, that's not what's important right now. We need to let that go. Like, obviously everyone wants a flat tummy. I want a flat tummy, child. Like, come on.
After having a baby.
Yeah.
But I think there definitely needs to be priorities, and your health needs to be a priority over anything.
And then I think as well, a lot of us Africans, like, we're prone to certain things, and I think we don't
a lot of things,
yeah, and we don't do our due diligence in like finding out. So you go on, you get pregnant, you have a child, you don't ask your parents or your aunties or your grandma, like, does anyone have diabetes in the family? Does anyone have high blood pressure? I feel like also we don't speak about these things until it's bad, like until, God forbid, but an auntie has died from this, and you're like, oh yeah, I had an aunt that died from this. But it could be something that is in the family and no one knows about, and we don't ask enough. So then when we attend these appointments, and you know, I can understand the booking appointment is very long and there's like so many different questions that gets so imperative. But I feel like we're like, yeah, we're fine, and then later on something is picked up, and then we think it's pregnancy induced as well, and then
when it's actually
it could be something that's exactly, and then we're not treating it properly. So in that aspect, I feel like we definitely need to ask more questions. You need to ask your health professionals, you need to ask your family.
But just to touch on that, I do think as well is that because a lot of our parents migrated from Africa, a lot of them came from Africa, I think a lot of our parents alone don't even know their parents suffered with, what their siblings might have suffered with. You know, a lot of the time, like, oh, my sibling, you know, I have my parents, like, for example, she said siblings that have passed away, you know, when they were younger, and it's like, oh, what did they pass away from? Oh yeah, they were just sick. they were just sick. But it's
There's
like, what were
answer.
they actually sick from? Do you
What was
actually
it? Yeah.
know? Were they diabetic? Like, I remember there was one time my auntie was telling me that, like, in Africa, where they were in Congo, like, anything you have a headache, you pop an aspirin.
Yeah,
Pop an
paracetamol.
aspirin,
Go on,
anything.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
even aspirin, not paracetamol, aspirin. As in, you got a
That
headache,
one,
aspirin.
no.
Your legs in pain, aspirin. But do you know aspirin thins out your blood?
You're
Do you
thinning
know
your
that?
blood each time.
Do you actually know that?
And then you go and cut yourself and then bleed. Nah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a block there. A lot of our parents also don't know what their parents may have had. So then that then affects the next generation, because they don't know what their grandma had and what their grandma's grandma had. And those things can affect you in pregnancy. You can be the healthiest person, by the way, in pregnancy, the healthiest person. And the moment you get pregnant, things flare up.
Because your whole body is changing. Your hormones, everything about you is changing. So
I don't think people even know, like, you can become diabetic when you're pregnant.
During pregnancy,
and
just
that's
because
one thing,
you're pregnant.
That's one thing that us black women are prone to.
Yeah.
We're prone to preeclampsia. We're
Blood
prone
pressure
to
issues,
hypertension. So many things. And we need to be finding out. I speak to the new generation, especially because, like I said, a lot of our parents came from Africa. So a lot of them genuinely do not know or might not know. But to the new generation, if you are pregnant, especially if you're a black woman, please ask your parents, what did grandma die of if grandma has passed away? Is there any diseases grandma had? Is there any diseases that you had? Is there any issues you had in your pregnancy? Because if your mom had preeclampsia in pregnancy, it's very likely that you can get preeclampsia in pregnancy too. And preeclampsia can kill you. Preeclampsia can escalate so quickly.
Very, very quickly.
Like, you need to know these things. You need to know these things. I speak to the new generation. Please ask your parents.
Anyone that will know.
Ask your siblings.
And get checked up as well. Like, just don't be afraid to ask. Just because a health professional is telling you something, like, don't just accept it and walk away. Don't be afraid to ask, okay, how did we get here? Like, can they be further testing? All these things, like, don't be afraid. But yeah, definitely asking family members, especially parents and aunties and uncles, is the first step to trying to identify anything. And then I think, like you said, to the new generation, the next thing is just to ask as you go along.
Ask and do your research. I want to go on to another point of another aspect of the research bit. When you're coming, especially, I speak more so to do with the intrapartum side, so I'd say labor and birth. Do your research. Do your research, because I don't like the amount of things that can change. I understand people think it stops at having a birth plan. It doesn't stop at having a birth plan.
That is even nothing. I'm sorry to tell you. That is
your
nothing.
birth plan is just something
piece of
there, a
paper.
little guide. I call it a guide. I say a birth plan is more, it's like a guide.
It's birth preference, I think
birth
we should even say.
Yes, birth preferences. Because things can change very, very quickly.
And I always say to my ladies in labour, like, you are not the boss here when you are in labour. Your baby is the boss. And if your baby decides, actually, I don't want to do this,
I'm not happy,
it's not happening. Like, we can do, as women, we can do everything in our power. If your child decides, I don't want to do this, in fact, I'm unhappy, I'm going to poo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to drop my heart rate, because why not? Like, it's just, these things can happen. So, like Claudia said, we've got birth preferences, but we definitely need to research and educate ourselves into all different aspects of it. Right. Like, yes, the dream would be to have come in, go by your birth plan, have a vaginal birth, no tears, go home. But, some of you have never even heard of meconium until you have a child. Like, what does that do? What does it mean for your child? What are the risk factors? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there's just so many
can be the
things.
End game?
Like, if I have to have an instrumental delivery, what is an instrumental delivery?
What different types of instrumental deliveries are there? What effects can they have on the baby?
Exactly.
Before you agree to these things, you need to do your research. Obviously, as professionals, we have a we have to give you an informed decision. This means that you have been informed about a certain procedure or anything that we are going to do. We've informed you, we've sort of consented you, we've gone through the rationale of why you may need to have it, and then you make a decision. But I don't think informed decision even makes sense if the patient doesn't even understand.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say it because as a midwife, and I see it a lot in Black women.
Yeah,
I see it a lot.
We don't understand the information. So from a health professional point of view, I'm telling you the things that are happening. I'm telling you the risk, everything.
Yeah.
One, it's a lot of information to take in. So I can only imagine as a patient being flooded with this and
you're in distress, you're in pain.
Right. And then the next thing is, half the things we're telling you don't know. So we're telling you, okay, we need to do this, do that. And I think what most people just pick out is, okay, that's best for my baby, or you feel like you don't have a choice. But I think sometimes
you always have a choice.
Yeah, you always have a choice.
And you always have a
choice.
We
never ever have to do anything, and we can't do
anything without
if you
your
don't
consent.
Want us to. So definitely educating yourself on these things, because in that moment it's definitely a lot to digest, and some women are looking to their partners, and I'm sorry, but men don't know much. Men, they know. But let's
not get into some men are well trained.
Some
men are well trained, and that's another thing as well. No, your birth partner should know exactly. You see, when you're researching, make sure your husband's researching with you.
Yeah.
Make sure you're informing your husband on what you found out. You tell your husband, if this happens, this is what I want.
Yeah.
This is what this is. This is what that is. You know?
So that when you do have those situations, it's like, you know what? I read about a ventouse delivery.
And you're allowed to stop, because sometimes us healthcare professionals as well, sometimes... And do you know what? I wouldn't say, in terms of, I would say like instrumental deliveries, I feel like sometimes the doctors do get caught up and they're just like, we just need to get this baby out. We're just going to put a little cup on baby's head. And it's like, you're allowed to say, wait, stop. Pause. What is this? What cup? What is going to happen? What are the side effects? Or if not, like I said, there's not always that time for that. Go and do the research at home whilst you're pregnant. You have a whole 9 months,
10
guys.
For some of you.
10 to sit down and research. That's enough time, guys.
That is enough time. One evening, just sitting there, dedicating, even if it's 2 hours, just look it up. You are pregnant, you're expecting a child. Like, your whole world is about to change. And it doesn't start from when the child is born. Like, it starts from way before. So it's definitely more convenient to just do your research, be knowledgeable about these things, because then also you can ask a question. Because if they're now saying we need to do a forceps delivery, and then you can be like, but actually I read that. So and so, can we try a kiwi if my baby's low enough? Do you know what I mean? Like, certain things that you can say and attempt to do. But if you don't know anything, you can't ask, you can't question. And in the moment, in a state of panic and worry, you will agree to anything. And unfortunately, loads of women come online and they talk about these stories, how they feel like things were done to them, they were pressured. Some people don't even feel like they've gotten consent. Probably because in the rush of everything, you're being told so many things. Things do roll over your head, like things skip up. So that is
I just obviously wanted to touch on, obviously everyone should know, and if you don't know, you should know that a Black woman is 5 times more likely to die than a white woman in labour at birth. And I just think that I want women to understand that, especially us Black women, that I don't think this statistic means that when you come in the hospital, you should be fit. That's the first thing on your mind. I'm 5 times more likely, because we don't see deaths that often.
No.
I think in the whole year I've been qualified, 1. I don't know about you. 2. 1. We've been qualified for 2 years now, almost. I've personally only 1. And I don't want Black women to come into the hospital and think, I'm most likely to die. I'm most likely to die. I'm most likely to die.
To be fair, none of the women I knew were Black. That part.
The one I knew was actually. Let me think. Yeah.
Mine wasn't. Asian woman. And also to my Asians, they're they're twice more likely to also pass. Obviously, the statistic for Black women is a lot higher. But also it's other ethnic groups as well. Because I feel like when it comes to the basics, it's kind of the same thing. Information is power. And if you don't know, you do lack that bit of...
And I don't want my Black woman to be scared.
No.
Because I feel it in hospital, guys. When I get I'm telling you, Black women, a lot of the time, they're so on edge. I've met so many Black that when they come in, they've got a wall up. They're ready. They're literally on, like, they're ready. And I'm like, I just want you to enjoy your pregnancy. I want you to enjoy this labor and birth. I know the statistics are out there, but this doesn't mean that you're entering this place to die.
You are not a statistic.
You're not a
statistic. Don't define us and how your journey is gonna go.
And you see it. Women are so on edge. Like, you go in, and even when you're Black, and I love my Black woman. I love all my patients, Black, white, whatever. But you feel it. You know, when a Black woman, like, you walk into a room, you're Black and your patient's Black, you literally see them
the relief in their face.
The relief.
I have actually
that shouldn't be it, though. Because they should, like, Black women should feel safe with everybody. And I want them to feel safe with everybody.
Every health
You shouldn't only feel safe with me.
No.
You should feel safe with everybody because everyone has a due diligence to ensure every patient
the care is given appropriately. But I've literally had a woman say to me, she came in labor and she literally said to me, she was like, "Are you my midwife?" And I said, "Yeah," introduced myself, and she's like, "Oh my God, thank Jesus." And there was another white colleague there, and then she literally said to her, "No offense to you, but I would have preferred my midwife to be Black." And I was like it should not be like that.
It shouldn't.
We shouldn't be filled with so much fear that you think when you have
a white
midwife, you think, "Oh my God, I could die all my life." Like, no, it shouldn't be like that. But it's sad to see sometimes. Obviously, we love to look after you
I love
guys.
it. I do.
I love looking after everyone.
And it is nice that you
can relate on a certain level.
And they do feel safe, but I want my Black woman to feel safe with everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think they should only feel safe with me. I have a due diligence to every woman that I look after, Black, white, Asian, whatever colour. And I don't feel like my people should feel unsafe.
Yeah, with anyone.
They shouldn't feel unsafe. I think that's another reason, obviously, it's systematic racism. There is racism in the workplace. There is, whether it's subtle
and it's there, and I feel like as much as we try to ignore it and we're like, "Oh, the world is a better place now," and it is compared to 2 decades, 3 decades ago, but you see it all the time. And sometimes I feel like the people that do it, I don't even know whether they realize that they're doing it.
They don't do it. They don't know.
So sad. Like, sometimes, like, I can see and I'm like, this is so obvious. You said this, or you're moving this way just because this person is Black or Asian. And it's just sad. But I don't feel like some people register it and they think it's okay, which is, it's not.
It's not. I had a lady one time, and I was working in the postnatal ward. Anyway, she was brought over by midwives, and the midwives, this lady, she's a pain. This was during COVID time. So during COVID, I remember this. So during COVID, partners were not allowed to stay overnight. In our trust anyways. I know that's still a rule in some other trusts, but in our trust, partners weren't allowed to stay overnight. They had to part once the lady delivered and they had a little bit of time together, then they would have had to leave. This specific lady had mental health issues. So she was granted by the head of midwifery to have her partner stay overnight. Anyway, so she had come over with her partner, and I got the handover. Oh, this lady, she's a pain. She complains. She even has her partner there whilst everyone else doesn't have their partner. And she's still... Guys, in my head, the first thing I said is, I bet myself £1,000 right now this lady is Black. And it's so sad, but I just knew it. I said, no problem. I left. And I went in there to introduce myself. Guys, I kid you not. and I'm not just saying this, she was the sweetest woman ever.
And
she never bothered me. Not that I feel like patients bother me, but I'm saying like she never even rang for me during the night. Like I had to go in and be like, you okay? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. She had a partner there. Her partner was helpful, everything. And it just got me thinking. I was like, but what was it about her that she was complaining, that she was hard work? And that's a title that they love to put on black women. They're hard work. What does that even mean?
Hard work. I feel like us black women, I speak for myself, I can be headstrong in a certain moment, but it's not because I'm trying to be hard work. And I feel like they fail to try and understand that. Like, if I want something and this is my care, I'm going to be adamant that I want something. It doesn't mean I'm trying to be difficult or make your life harder. I'm just trying to get my point across. And I think they, like, any little sort of, whenever you affirm something, they take it as oh, you're being hard work, oh, you're being aggressive, oh, you're being this. Like, but no, it's just me trying to get, because you're not listening to me, you're not hearing my concerns, you're brushing me. I'm trying to like affirm something. And I feel like that's something that you see all the time, because like you said, it could have been a situation, maybe she wanted water and they didn't want it. And I'm telling you again, I want water. Someone will come and say, oh, she's been complaining, she could have, and all she did was ask for a cup of water. Like, I feel like it's such a big misconception. Like, when we're trying to get a point across, it easily comes off as being aggressive and being this and that. And I feel like so many people carry that in the back of their mind. So it doesn't give us the chance. Because in that situation, what did she really do?
No, I couldn't tell you.
And if you hadn't kind of gone in for yourself, you would have it in the back of your mind. Oh, this lady's hard work. Ooh. And she could ask for one thing and you would... It's like a pre-thought because they've put it there already. So it's just... That's really sad.
It's really sad. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. There's also this idea that black women can somehow take pain. I don't know who...
I can't take pain for nothing.
I don't know who came up with that, but that's been a thing
for years now, and it's actually really, really
decades, sad. I think, in the hospital especially. But do you know what? I feel like culturally as well, at home, you're taught to be strong. You're taught to be strong. You're taught to be able to take pain. You know, I don't know about me, but my mom used to say things like, like, women shouldn't be scared of hot oil. You shouldn't be scared of hot water. You know, things like that. You know, when you're cooking and the oil is splattering, I used to be like, hey! And my mom used to be my mom would be like, hey, cows are not meant to run away. But I'm thinking, but it's hot me and it's hot. Now, of course, I'm going to be running. Like, what do you mean? I shouldn't be scared of hot oil. Like, and things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're expected to take it. But I think
expected to be strong, and I feel like that has affected women.
100%.
Also, it comes in, like we were saying earlier, like, for example, having an epidural. Like, a lot of black women, I feel like they shy away from having an epidural because it's seen as a weakness. It's seen as you're not strong. Baby, let me tell you something. Even if you're in labor for 1 second, 10 seconds, you're strong. The fact that you even had one contraction, you're strong. Let me tell you that now, because having a baby is not easy.
It's not
even being
easy.
able, the fact that you even carried a human for 9 or 10 months and you're telling me when you get into labor, you're saying I'm not strong. What do you mean you carried and you
Some of us
another
have
human?
Period cramps and I can't live for 5 days because my stomach is hurt. You're telling me you have a contraction and you pass me that epidural.
Literally.
Now, if I need it, I'm gonna take it. But that concept of it, and I feel like also culturally, you know, like you said, many of us, our parents have migrated. They didn't have that option. They didn't have that option, and they're not educated. Again, it all kind of comes back down to being educated.
And obviously lack of resources back home.
So back then they had no choice, because having children was seen as blessings, and you know, the more children you have, you are rich and all of these things. So they had to do these things without pain relief. It doesn't mean you have to do it, but I can see like a grandma saying, I had 5 children and I didn't have extra. If we've done it, why can't you do it? And it makes you think, well, because in their head it's like, when the option is not there, you will do it without. But guys, you have the
A
option.
choice.
And there's this whole thing about epidural is going to paralyze you, it's going to give you backache. There are some statistics, but it's like 1 in like 1,000 or something like
And they
that.
will
Don't
tell you
quote me
that,
on
yeah.
that, but it is very, very,
Very
minuscule. And I see women have epidurals day after day,
Yeah.
and I have never personally met someone that has been injured from an epidural. So it all comes down to research. Educate yourself. What is this medication? What if you don't want an epidural? There's other things that you can do. Because some people come in and it's like, my mum is my birth partner. I've literally had a woman who was with her mum and her sister, I think. She had 2 women with her anyways. And they've both had children, and she was in pain. Like, you know when you can just see in someone's face they're in agony. And I think she was still quite early on. And she started asking about the epidural. Like, you know, she's like, you know, what is it? She wants to know. Obviously, she's now thinking about it because she's thinking, I don't know how long I could do this.
Yeah.
The way her mum shouted at her, she was like, no, you're not getting an epidural. You're going to do this. You don't need it. And I was just like, obviously, I can't come in and tell the mum, like, can you leave?
Yeah.
But I was just like, I literally sat there and I was like, it's a safe medication that we give. Like, we wouldn't offer these things if it wasn't available and if it wasn't safe. And then, you know, they tend to think they know, like, oh, but her back's gonna hurt and this is gonna back and it's gonna affect this, that. And I'm like, I was going back and forth trying to explain, but that mum was not nudging, and that poor woman didn't get an epidural. But you could just
And it's terrible because you're ruining their experience. You're ruining it. Like, you are literally ruining it. Like, please, there is no competition. There's no prize at the end of it. We're not going to come and give you envelope of money once you've delivered without an epidural.
There's literally no shame in taking it, because
There's
at the end of the day, you need to have a good experience and you need to have a healthy baby and a healthy mum. That's literally the end goal of it.
And sometimes your body just needs a minute.
It just needs to breathe.
It needs a minute. And I see that sometimes even when women do give in and get an epidural, like, it's literally the disappointment. Like, the disappointment. I'm just like, why are you disappointed?
Like, you need this.
Yeah.
You need this.
But I feel like, like that whole thing of black women can take pain, like black women are strong, or they'll be able to do it. And it's like, mate, you get white women that are strong, you get white women that deliver without pain relief, you get black women, you get Asian women that deliver without pain relief.
Why is the focus on black women?
I had a lady one time, and we was on the birth center, and she was now having her second baby, right? She came and she was laboring so beautifully. I remember, the atmosphere that they created was amazing. They had gospel music playing, like, it was just amazing. Now, you know how birth center is. It's so nice. I just love it.
I love a birth center.
And, you know, she was talking to me and we was talking, and she was black, and she said to me, you know, I wasn't going to come back to this hospital. I had a really bad experience last time. And I said, well, one thing about me, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask.
Why?
And also I ask because I want to know how I can do better.
Yeah.
I want to know so that I don't repeat the same mistakes. Yeah, because
you want to give her a better experience this time round.
And I said, why? What happened? And she said, I had a really horrible midwife, and, you know, I was in so much pain. She had a von Tooth delivery, and she said I was in so much pain, and whenever I would say I was in pain, the midwife would say to me, oh, you're black. You know how to take pain. You guys know. You guys are good with pain. I had no words. I was like, I said, wait, she actually said that to you? And she said, yeah, she said that to me. I said,
hey?
I couldn't believe it.
What do you mean?
And the first thing I said, obviously, I apologize, because that's not the case, and that's not what we go by here. I don't assess how strong you're going to be based on what skin color you are.
Sorry, I'm still shocked. Yeah. Because what?
Yeah. Live O said it to her face. And I thought, this is what is the stereotypes and the racism that's causing a massive issue. Because the fact that she was so okay to just say that to her face, it clearly shows that she doesn't even think that there's anything wrong in what she said. It's dangerous. That assumption is dangerous. To say that, because I'm black, I'm able to take the pain more. You lot have not seen me Okay, with even the sight of a needle, I'm already
No,
screaming.
she's so bad.
I'm already. Liv will tell you.
This one,
My people will tell
hey.
you. I'm running. One day on my period, I'm collapsed. Nobody
Right.
talk to me.
Honestly, I get in the
I'm
mood.
off. What do you mean? What
Because
do you
you're
mean?
black.
Because I'm
That's
black.
insane. To think that it's okay to open your mouth and utter those words is absolutely insane.
It's
diabolical. That's
then
crazy. Sorry.
And it's annoying that we have to, as black midwives, we have to be the ones to sort of disparage those assumptions and those rumors, and like, it's everyone's job. This is not just our job. It's everyone's job.
It kind of feels like they're making a mess and we are having to clean it up for our people. Like, it shouldn't be like that.
It's everybody's job to get rid of the systematic racism and the assumptions that sit around not just black people, but people of color. Like, it applies to, this is everyone. I mean, Mama Dinya said, this is everyone's problem. This is not our problem. This is everyone's problem.
It's insane.
We need
I'm
to
still
work
shocked by
together.
that.
Yeah, we need to work together to stop this, to get rid of it, because it's dangerous.
It's so dangerous.
I never deeped how dangerous it was until she told me that midwife said it to her face. I said, "Excuse me."
Like, do you
she said it to me. She said,
to
"Ask
be
my
able
husband."
to
My husband
sit
was there.
there, think about it, open your mouth, and say it confidently.
But it just shows how, as a society, that is
we are
normalized. It's normal. Like, racism is normalized in maternity. That's not normal.
That is insane.
It's not normal at all.
Hey,
at all.
God of Lords.
This subject is too broad.
It is so broad,
It's
and
too
it gets my blood boiling.
It
Because
honestly does.
what do you mean you sit there and
like,
you
literally get me feeling like this? Like,
what?
Like, no.
God damn.
It's crazy. It's crazy. No. And there was another thing that a well-known stylist influencer, Melissa Wardrobe, the way Melissa went about her pregnancy, you need to have, they call it vex money. Us black women, have your vex fund.
Open that Monzo
you know what?
pot.
I'm calling it open that Monzo pot and call it a vex fund.
Because
call it a vex fund. And I feel like a lot of people talk about this, but I don't think people need to really have a vex fund. Because you see, when you go to someone and they're not listening, you need to be able to go somewhere else where someone will listen.
And money speaks. So when you have money to pay for it, listen, you guys, one thing about me, I will pay for convenience. Every day I will.
Don't be lazy with your care, my black girlies. No. Please don't be lazy about your care. And you know what? I understand that, some people genuinely don't have the means. You don't have the means, stand your foot down. You see, working with health professionals, the only way some people listen is when you bother them.
And also, it comes to,
you have to learn how to stand on business when you're pregnant.
It kind of comes to information as well, because once you start bring information into it, bring the law into it,
when they say they start when they start to when
I don't want to say this, you're
like in
informed.
a bad I don't want to say this in a bad way, but sometimes healthcare professionals can be lazy
and stubborn,
and they'll be lazy if you're lazy.
Yes.
You see, if you come like you don't know anything, they'll just say, they'll come to your appointment, and this, and you're just there nodding and go. You see, when you start asking questions,
thank you,
and you start showing them, listen, I know as well, you will see how their attitude will change.
It will change, and it's
you will
insane.
See how they switch,
because they know that you know
what's happening.
Have some sort of knowledge, and no one wants to be made a fool. Like, you're not coming to now tell, like, I'm not going to say something, but that's wrong. I'm going to make sure that my care is 10 out of 10. That's one thing we realize across the board, whether it's a doctor, a midwife, a nurse, a healthcare assistant, like, you need, when you know your information and you stand on business, guys, That's
I'm
when you know.
telling you.
So,
You're
yeah.
pregnant, you have an issue, you feel like no one's listening, take money out your Vex fund, go private.
Vex funds.
Go
Sharp,
private.
quick.
Sharp,
Because
immediately.
It's true. Someone will listen. Get a second opinion as well.
Get
if
a
you're not
second
happy about
opinion.
something, get a second opinion. But yeah,
All the time. That's that. I feel like
I feel like there's so much more we can talk about when it comes to education.
more. But
and
that
information.
guy said, like, the culture is the culture is also, there's a clash between the culture
modern medicine
and modern medicine. That clash is insane, and you see it all the time when you're saying, you know, like you said with the epidural, oh, would you like an epidural? No, my mom said that my back is going to break tomorrow if I get this epidural.
Let me tell you, when you're saying like that, pushing a baby out, if your back is gonna break, it's gonna break.
Then.
Like it's not the epidural that's gonna do it. But
that's insane. And the things that we like are culturally, a lot of our parents have taught us that a lot of things are not that deep. Listen, let's start with like reduced fetal movements. I feel like as a culture, and I say it all the time, do you know why? And I will be very honest. When I've worked in maternity day units, right? I'd seen a white woman that comes in that says, oh, I've had reduced fetal movements. And I will ask them, when was the last time you felt your baby move? Oh, about this morning, or, you know, a couple of hours ago, whatever. You get a black woman, I'm telling you.
3 days.
I'm telling you, 95% of the time, you ask a black woman, when was the last time you felt your baby move? Oh, like 3 days ago? What do you mean?
And
what do you actually mean?
3 days
What do you mean?
is insane.
3 days.
And again, see, I feel like it circles back. We don't understand the severity of these things.
And it's the culture clash, because your
parents will tell you, oh, it's fine, your baby's sleeping.
Sometimes us black women, and don't get me wrong, because I do it sometimes as well. When there's something wrong, I'll go and ask my mum first. Yeah. Oh, mummy, you know, this is wrong with me. I've been feeling this, and you know, they'll just tell you, go get vapor rubber.
Hot shower, use rub, aboniki. Go hot shower, rub some aboniki, drink water, go and sleep.
Drink water, paracetamol, and go to bed.
You wake up tomorrow,
you know what?
fine.
I don't blame them, because I do it myself. I think only because I'm a healthcare professional and I've been exposed to the different, you know, conditions that, you know, for example, me as a black girl, that I'm more likely to, you know,
have these things that
it was only when I became a midwife that I actually was like, because my periods were really heavy, and I thought it's normal. I tell my mom all the time, it's normal. It was only because when I became a midwife and I started learning about fibroids and I started learning about endometriosis, PCOS, and all that, I went to go and book a scan. I said, I must find out what's going on.
Right.
And it's only because I was exposed to that information that I said, okay, cool, let me go and check it out.
Even simple headache. I feel like I was someone that suffers from headaches quite a lot. And before, I just have a headache. I just like, oh, you're not drinking enough water. So my mom would tell me, you're not drinking enough water. So I just drink water. It's fine. But like you said, after I learned about these things, I was like, I need to go. I literally said to my GP, I want a brain scan, because what do you mean? It's just these little things. So yeah, you're so right in that sense. Like the culture, it's gonna be. It's not something that we can turn overnight. But I feel like if we start
need
now,
to work together to start
educate ourselves, and then educate the next generation, and then they can educate the next, and then eventually we will get there.
Yeah.
But I think
it's a work. It's a work.
And we have to
need
work
everybody
together,
to come together so that we can actually.
Yeah.
Because, like, what do you mean? Like, your baby hasn't moved. Like, going back to that, like, your baby hasn't moved in 3 days. And I see it happen with black women more often. 2 days, 3 days. I haven't felt my baby this. What do you mean?
It's not okay, guys.
Like, if your baby is not moving and you feel that the movements are reduced, get to the hospital.
Now, please.
Immediately.
Now, please.
Immediately, please.
Right now.
Because there's so much things that could be associated with reduced fetal movements. We don't care if you came yesterday. We don't care if you came 2 days ago.
Honestly, you could have come in the morning.
Come in that morning. Come again in that night if you feel like the problem is not solved.
That actually,
you need to keep coming back.
Reminds me, like, of another point I want to say. I feel like us Black people, we're very much. I'm very much. I will do it myself. I will sort it myself. I'm a very much like. Like I said, I hate inconvenience, and I always feel like relying on people means I'm allowing a room for inconvenience. So I'm always very much like, I'll sort it out myself, I'll do it myself. But I also feel like we're bothering people. So I feel like a lot of the time, if because you had a scan yesterday and they said the baby's fine, today you're not feeling your baby move, you're like, oh, I only had a scan yesterday.
Yeah.
No, like, bother us. I think a lot of Black people think, oh, but I didn't want to bother you too much.
You're not bothering me. It's my job.
We get paid to do these things.
If you're my patient, right, and something happens to you, it happens to me too. I feel what you feel. I take it home.
We take that.
I don't think you understand. I take it home.
Like, it's not like a day in the office, I go in, come out, and
like, you forget, you leave your work at home. No,
like all of these, every woman I've encountered, I've cared for. These things, they stay with me. It sticks with us, especially if something happened. You always think like, could I have done anything different? Could I have prevented this? And we have to work together. Like, you guys have to work with us, and to have better outcomes in all aspects of pregnancy, labor, and birth. Even postnatally, there's so much other things that can go on postnatally as well. Like, so I definitely feel like, don't feel like you are bothering a healthcare professional. Don't feel like, oh, because someone looked at you sideways when you went yesterday, you can't go bother them. And if you keep bothering them, they will do their investigations. Like, bother them. Make sure you're asking the right questions. Don't always think, like you said, like, white counterpart, they will come. If they will come in the morning, in the next day. They don't care. They will keep coming all the time.
But somehow I don't understand why our Black women, and I know that a lot of the time it is a fear of some patient, like Black people, especially when you're part of a certain statistic, there is that fear of, I'm not going to be taken seriously. You need to make yourself be taken seriously. The only way they're going to take you, if you take yourself seriously.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Take yourself seriously, so they can firm yourself,
stand on it.
Listen, and always be
do the necessary investigation. One thing I'm going to do,
what's your name? Because people will hate that question. What's your name again? Because once then they start to think, oh, okay, cool. Like, you need to ask, guys. Like, honestly, information is power.
It's power. Knowledge is power.
It's like,
and in a time of pregnancy that is
such vulnerability,
such a vulnerable place to be in, where the outcomes are endless. That is a time where you need to be taking it there.
If ever a time you wanted to come across as aggressive, baby,
let it be when you're pregnant.
Let it be this time.
Let it be when you're pregnant.
Because it's you and your child.
And that's it.
It's two people involved. And your body goes through a lot of changes mentally. I feel like that's another side of things that we can speak about. There's so many things that are changing. So if you're not putting yourself first and you just think, oh, like, doctors will pick up anything. And guys, remember, like, as health professionals, we're not just dealing with one person. We're dealing with so many other women. So if you're not coming up to me, you're not pushing your point to me, it will be hard to sometimes, obviously, if it's a big problem, we'll pick it up. But sometimes if you have a concern and you're not voicing that to me, I'm not going to know, like, you are concerned about this, because someone else has come to me and said their baby hasn't moved in 2 hours, but you're still sitting at home, your baby haven't moved in 2 days. And then you come the next day, like, we need to meet each other in the middle when it comes to these things, because we want to help, but we need you guys to know what you can do to help yourselves as well. Like, I want my Black women to be informed. I want you guys to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Never. We want to hear the questions as well. We want to know what you don't know. I want to know what I can do to prevent you potentially losing a child, God forbid. Prevent you developing a certain condition or worsening in a condition that you already have. Right. I want to know. And come also and tell me. Sorry to interrupt. Also to help you try and stick to that birth preference that you wanted. Like, you know, you came with this beautiful idea, mentality of what you would like. all these things add to it, and that can help us execute and try, if your baby cooperates, to get that. So like,
you
we
need
want
to be informed, help yourself. I'm really sorry, this is not random, but I think it's like sort of going back to a point where I miss, like, I want to like touch on the fact that the whole, you know, sometimes we don't help ourselves. One condition that us Black women are prone to having is gestational diabetes. This is basically diabetes in pregnancy. I think it's a 12% chance that it can then continue on to type 2 diabetes and actually become a lifelong condition for you. But you can be completely healthy, not ever have diabetes or any like symptoms or anything of being diabetic, and you become pregnant and
all of a sudden you've got
diagnosed
diabetes,
with gestational diabetes. So many of my Black women, guys, you have gestational diabetes. I'm asking you what you had for dinner. You're telling me
fufu and pounded yam and
egusi. Guys,
you had Gary for breakfast, banku for lunch.
With a side of shit.
Honestly, you're opening your container. I'm seeing big bowl of fried chicken and jollof. Like,
come on, guys, please. We don't diagnose you for banter.
But it's not for fun.
We're not diagnosing you for fun. I need you guys to abide, please.
Some of you, your partners is asking for kitchen to warm up a goosey. Why? You have gestational diabetes.
I'll never forget, I had one patient one time. This was a lady, Black lady, and she was diabetic, so obviously she was on insulin, she was on metformin, the whole lot, right? And she had unstable blood sugars already. Guys, I saw her come up from the shop with not one but 2 packets of Cheetos.
Oh, thank you.
And
thank
a
you
bottle of Ribena. Guys,
Ribena
I
on
kid
top
you
of that.
not. As I saw her walking, I said, not on my watch. I stood up, I said,
give me
Auntie,
that now.
I said, auntie, this one, I can allow you to have 1 packet of Cheetos, but the other one, please.
The Ribena is insane.
And the Ribena, I said, Aya, please.
Guys, as well.
Please. No, my
It's insane. And also, actually, to touch on your point, are the cultural foods that we eat.
Hey,
guys, I know that they're very yummy. I will not shy away from African food, but they don't help us in this situation, guys. A tablespoon of palm oil.
I knew you were talking about palm oil,
which is nothing, by the way, because we be putting half of the bottle, is 1,000 calories. 1,000 calories. And I know when your mum is making that egusi for you, they use 3/4 of that bottle. So, and then on top of everything else that's in there, like, we don't help ourselves. Like, there's so many foods that we eat. Plantain. I love plantain. Fried plantain is it's like 800 and something calories. And then you've got boiled plantain, but no one will pick boiled over fried. Like, there's little... For
health purposes, I do. I would actually prefer.
That's what we should be doing, isn't it? So yeah. But like palm oil, we use that. I don't know a single African country that doesn't use palm oil. Like we use palm oil all the time. And that, for me, that was the biggest thing that shocked me when I found out that. I was like, what? Because I have witnessed my mum using it. Sometimes they want to just drizzle. Even that drizzle is more than 1,000 calories already. And then it's oil as well. And there's just so many things that we eat that doesn't help us in that situation. Like, if you've got gestational diabetes, take it seriously. Do your blood sugars when we tell you to do that. Adjust your diet. We're not saying all of a sudden all you should be eating is soup and salad. Yeah, but
look at
have boiled instead of fried.
Do your
plantain.
research as well. Find out there's healthier ways, like we said, instead of fried plantain, boiled plantain.
Boil your
instead
yam.
of white rice. There's couscous. There's so many different. Like, if I start getting on here and start actually talking about the alternative, we're gonna be here forever. But guys, find a way to enjoy your pregnancy. But keep your pregnancy.
That's a good way to put it.
Just don't.
That's a good way to put it.
Don't just think I'm pregnant and that's it. You need to be able to keep it.
And guys, fried rice couscous is not too bad.
Yeah.
A little bit of shit on the side. Drain the oil from that. Not too bad.
Come on.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
But yeah, so diet is a big diet is a big thing.
It's a big
and I think that's what
thing.
we let ourselves down on it,
Yeah.
because like you have women think, what do you mean you tell me I can't eat my fufu? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's all they know. So it's very important to, like Claudia said, find ways to adjust your diet, still and eat the things you want to, but in a healthier way, because diabetes is not a joke. Especially when it's a point where we're giving you insulin and putting you on medication for it. It's not a joke. And when you go home, don't just think, oh, I was fine before, I'm not going to take the meds, I'm not going to do my blood sugars. Like, there is a reason why we do the things we do. Like, no one wants you to prick yourself but just because. Like, so it's very important to sometimes also take our advice on. And then if you're not sure, research. Find out the information for yourself as well. But yeah, definitely that is a big part of it. I agree with you.
It's a huge part. I think a lot of us black women really think that we can just solve our problems ourselves.
Yeah, and that's not always that's not always the case.
It's not always the case.
No.
It's either we really think we can do it ourselves, or a lot of us go off the
recommendation that we've been given. We kind of divert from it.
No,
because our mum said this, because my grandma said that. And like, you know, oh, I didn't have diabetes before. They're lying. They just want to do
But my sugars have been fine my whole pregnancy. Yeah, and that's
and things change.
Fine, but let's keep it. Let's keep it.
You remember that our bodies are constantly changing, so
especially when you're pregnant,
right? So if you just because you didn't have diabetes with your first pregnancy doesn't mean that you are not gonna have it with this pregnancy. Every pregnancy is different. Your body reacts differently each time. Like the hormone levels are always changing. So that's a good thing, not to compare it, and like just to take the advice on board, because the ultimate goal is to decrease these statistics. Like, literally, I think I read somewhere, like, I think there was a period of time, I want to say between 2018 and 2020, 34 black women died, and then it was like 9 white women in pregnancy. That 34 is insane. That's a bit. Do you see like the number? Like, it's insane.
And the difference from 9
to 34, and then I think it was like 12 Asian women, but like that's a lot of lives. It's insane. And the situations where mum and the baby dies because of poorly managed conditions, or you know, not affirming your concerns enough, or concerns not be taken seriously. And it's just really sad to sit there and see pregnancy and birth should be such a beautiful journey,
and the fact that it's being diminished
and tarnished like this, it shouldn't be. So the end goal,
and it should be beautiful. I want it to be beautiful. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why we're doing this. We want to help women. You know, we want to decrease. We want to decrease the disparities and the gap. Like, we want to close that gap, because it shouldn't be like this. We're all human at the end of the day. If I cut you, you bleed. If you cut me, I bleed. Why are you now treating me differently because my skin is different? Like, it should never be like that. So yeah, work with us and we work with you, and that's just what we want to do.
That's literally
like
we
and like we said, there's so much more to discuss regarding this topic, and there'll be more to come.
But there's a work to be done.
There is work to be done. So yeah.
I do want to ask you one question though.
Scared? Ask.
As a black midwife, yourself, do you think you have experienced any form of like systematic racism where you think like this is a problem, like, you know, like there's an issue here, and I feel it as a midwife yourself, even from being a student, like going from being a student till now?
Yes, like don't even think about it. Yes, I think it was a lot worse as a student. And I think we said this in our other episodes, when we were training, that I could count on my fingers the amount of coloured midwives that were working. I think from us, the group of us that qualified, there's more of us. But when I first started training, guys, and definitely been in situations where I felt like when I was a student, like a white student had been favoured in more things than me. I felt like I was scared to speak up, like hands up. I was scared to speak up. I remember like And also it was a thing where, okay, cool, I needed something from my midwives, but I see a group of midwives talking, and I don't know about you, but back in my culture, when people are talking, you don't come and interrupt. You don't come and interrupt. So I would be like trying to hang around, waiting for the right time to. Whereas the right person would just go and say what they say, and then they get taken more seriously because it's like, they were, I don't know, like they're coming to speak out their concerns, whereas I was just there. But I definitely felt systematic racism. I still feel it now that I'm qualified, but I do feel like it's a little bit less now, and I don't know whether because there is more of us now. So it's like, you know, but I've definitely been in situations where I feel like the white senior midwives favor the other white midwives and the white students, just, and I can't think of any reasons just because of that, or even the way you get spoken to sometimes. Like, again, I don't know whether they're conscious of this, but even the way you get
a lot of it comes out in microaggressions. It's the microaggressions. And I just want to touch on, are you done? I just want to touch on a point, is that I will speak to my black midwives and my black girls that want to be midwives. Do not be shy to get into this space. Let me tell you something. You see, when I first started, what I felt like is what you're saying, but what I felt is they don't want us in this space.
Yes, and you
they
felt
don't want
that.
us in this.
The
I
vibe
felt
that
it.
you felt that
they don't want us in this space. So let me speak to you when I tell you,
come and join us.
Come and join us. You're black. You want to be a midwife? Get on it.
Guys, there's nothing
on it. There's space for you here. And like I said, obviously, I don't like putting so much power into that statistic, because I'm here because I want to change that statistic and I want to find ways to lower that statistic. But no one is going to work harder than us
to change it
and lower that statistic. So if you want to be in this space and you want to change that statistic, get into space. Don't let no one tell you that you're incapable. Don't let anyone tell you cannot do it, because you can.
You can do it. And I feel like sometimes
get into this space.
Sometimes we work even harder because of these statistics.
Yes,
we know,
you
like
do.
and
you have to work harder.
Because you just think I can't fall short, so that you now have something to say about me because I'm black.
You know, when you qualify, it's like, hey, the emperor, the conqueror, the champion. The line is literally like, hey, because it's like
I did my shit. I'm here, like, guys. And
it's not a two. Let's like, that statistic. Like, let's stop making it a taboo. It's not a taboo stuff. Everyone needs to know.
Everyone needs to know. Sorry to cut you off. No. The more of us that are in the field, I think the better and the quicker that we can change these things around. Because it's just like right now, there's just that handful of us that are trying to infiltrate this profession that has been mainly, the Caucasian white people. But like you said, there's nothing stopping. Nothing is stopping us. Like nothing between us and them. Like nothing's stopping us. There's nothing that they're doing more that we can't do. So definitely, like Claudia said, guys, if you are a black woman, man, you want to become a midwife, do it. Don't be scared. Just do it. Get into it. We've got plenty of room for you guys. Come and sit with us.
This does not go to say that any other race is not capable, or because trust me, we have some amazing that we work with, amazing midwives that are of any other color, and they look after people just as amazingly as they look after everyone equally and amazingly. Like, that goes to say, but we're not gonna use that to ignore the fact that there are other things happening, that there is that systematic racism, that there is issues that are pertaining to black women. We're not going to use that. So we just need to act together,
and we can do this for sure. Like, I think education is so key, the key to all of this. I think if we were informed,
Google is free.
ChatGPT, make that your best friend. Claudia knows nothing about me. I'ma Google it.
Use it. And you know what? Even if Google might not be accurate, take a part that you found. The next time, write point. Do you know what? Write points, guys. Use your notes on your phone. Even use a notepad. Questions. Write down questions that you have. Bring it to your antenatal appointment.
Thank you.
Don't let them gaslight you. Oh yeah, your appointment's only 20 minutes. Oh yeah, they will wait. They can't freak you out.
They
Sit
will.
there
No
and
one's
have
gonna
your
come.
questions. You have a question, sit there. If you want to see a doctor, request to see a doctor. Say, I want to see a doctor. I want to speak about this. Request to see it, because really and truly, when you're antenatal, if you're pertained as low risk, they will not offer you
all these
a
extra
doctor's
scans,
appointment. They
doctor's
won't. They won't.
appointment.
Doctor's appointment. They won't do it.
And also, guys, only you will know if something's wrong with you.
Yes.
Like, if you feel something that doesn't feel right, do not brush it off. Like, only you can know. Come, like Claudia said, write it down.
Yeah.
I had a blurry vision last week. What does that mean? Like, come, write it down. Come and say it to us. Like, if you, like, it's, what does it say? Like, if you don't knock and the door will open. Like, come on. Like, you need to be very vocal
Proactive
about these things.
About your care.
This is your care, you know?
Yeah. Be straight up about it. Like, I've had women that have said, have come to me and said, I wanted a scan, but I didn't listen to me, so I lied and said that what's it called, baby wasn't moving, just so I
that's
can get
really
a scan.
sad.
And
why are
it
you
shouldn't
lying
be like that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you should be able to say what the issue is, and the issue should be addressed.
Yeah.
But it's like, come with your question. Like I said, if you're low risk, they won't offer you a doctor's appointment because you're low risk. So if you have a question, you feel like something is wrong, ask your midwife. I want to see a doctor. I want to speak to a doctor. I want to request an obstetric appointment.
Yeah.
And have a chat with the doctors.
And utilize the
resources
and the facilities there. If you've got a triage, utilize it. Call them. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Something's not right. Don't wait till 9. Call. 9. I have this and that. Like, utilize these resources, guys, and never feel like you are being too much. You're being overbearing. You're annoying. It's your pregnancy. It's your care. It's your baby. Like,
and we are humans, so a lot of things that you might know, sometimes things are missed on documentations, things are not entered, results are not entered. Sometimes you might have had a urine that might have had some signs of infection. You get it sent off, you're not hearing nothing. Come and ask.
Call us.
A lot of the time it is no news is good news. That is a lot of the time it is that. Yeah. But still call and ask if you're not sure, to make sure if the symptoms are still continuing. No one's calling you. Call. Hello, I had a urine test the other day. What's the result? Know your information, because sometimes it does happen. Things get missed out. People don't register certain things. You might have done a gestational diabetes test. No one's checked the results. No one knows if you're,
and also the systems that we use sometimes. Something would have broken down lost somewhere. It doesn't come through to us.
We're using computers. You know how computers are. Can shut down while you're doing something. Someone genuinely just might have forgot to mention something. Like my cousin, when she was pregnant, she had GBS, so that's basically group strep. I'm not even gonna attempt to say
group streptococcus.
This is why
group
B strep, which is basically a bacteria that sits. Group B strep. It's a bacteria that sits in the vagina that it's not deemed as harmful to you, but can be harmful for baby. Because the baby passes through the vaginal canal. It can contract. It can then contract the GBS infection, and then can lead to baby have respiratory distress, further infection. Anyway, things like that. She had GBS, and she came into the hospital. Her waters had broken, so with GBS, as soon as your waters, but you have to come in and you need antibiotics. Yeah. So she'd come in and she said, "Hello, hi, my waters have broken." They examined her, said, "Oh yeah, you're only 1 centimeter, go home." And she was like, "No, I need to stay." And they were like, "Why do you need to stay?" And she was like, because they told, but she didn't know it was group B strep. All she knew was that, they told me that if my waters break, I'm gonna need antibiotics. So as soon as she said that, they went on her documentation, GBS positive. Oh yeah, you do need to stay. But imagine if she didn't know that,
and she just went home.
If she didn't know that and she went home.
She's just there. See, that's why it's so important to be aware of things that are going on. Because if she didn't know and she went home, she's now exposing her child to potential infections, and there's just so many other things that can happen. So it's really, really important, guys. You be in charge of your care. Like I said, this is your care. It's about you. Like, no one else is going to put you before you. Like, you have to put yourself first. You have to voice your concerns to us, because that is the only way we can take that in and find solutions. Right?
Yeah.
So, Be informed, be aware.
Be informed, be aware.
No one make fun of my pronunciation, please. I tried.
But
yeah, I think,
that's it.
I think that will be all for this time.
That will be all for this time. Like we said, this is a broad, massive subject, and we will continue and always embed this subject into all of our conversations.
Episodes,
and it's so broad, it will have no choice but to come up.
It will.
So we will definitely be touching way more on this.
Yeah, and there's so many other aspects of this. I think we focus heavily on like the education and the cultural side of stuff, but there is so much more. So guys, really stay tuned with us.
We hope you liked this episode and all our episodes to come.
Please subscribe to us on YouTube at The Delivery Room, Spotify as well, and follow our Instagram and our TikTok page as well for more content behind the scenes. And we'll have loads of interactive things going on as well, so do keep an eye out on the pages for that.
Yes. And thank you for listening.
See you next time.